Hello friends, welcome to my channel, myself Parag Jambulkar. In last video, we have seen how to write CUDA program for addition of two one-dimensional array. In this video, we will discuss how to write CUDA program for addition of two matrices. So basically, matrix is nothing but two-dimensional array. When we have to add two one-dimensional array, there we are creating some blocks, and in that blocks we are creating some threads. For example, when we were launching any kernel, for example, look at this. Here, this is the name of the kernel, and here we are passing some parameters, and in triple angular brackets we are writing two terms. One is number of blocks and another term is number of threads in one block or per block. So 6 comma 1, in the sense here there were 6 blocks and in each block there was one thread. So all blocks, they are linearly arranged. So we have taken only dot x parameter, as all the blocks are linearly arranged. So that's why we have taken block idx dot x, that id we have taken, and then that id we have used for addition of two arrays. Now we have to add two matrices. So basically, matrix is a two-dimensional structure. It has number of rows, it has number of columns. So for addition of two matrices, also we require two-dimensional blocks or two-dimensional grid. So how to launch it, we will see in this example. If we compare previous program and this program, now look at this. This is the name of the kernel, and these are the parameters that you are passing. Here are the two parameters, two terms in triple angular bracket. One, something is written, that we will see, and another is number of threads per block. So first term is number of blocks and another is number of threads per block. Number of blocks, but in this case we have to launch two-dimensional blocks. Two-dimensional block structure we have to launch here, as we have to use it for addition of two matrices. That's why we are creating two-dimensional blocks, or the combination of block, collection of blocks that you call a grid. So actually it is a two-dimensional grid structure, that the blocks are arranged in a two-dimensional structure. So to create two-dimensional structure of blocks, CUDA library has provided one data type, that is called as a dim3. By using this data type dim3, we can create two-dimensional structure of blocks. Even we can create three-dimensional structure of blocks. This is just a variable, any name you can give it. Same variable you have to use here. Remember, this is the number of columns in two-dimensional structure of blocks, and this is number of rows in two-dimensional structure of block. So 3, the first parameter, number of columns, and this is number of rows. Look at this. Number of columns are 3 and number of rows are 2. So basically we have to add two matrices which are size 2 by 3. So that's why we have created a block structure also of size 2 by 3. 3 columns and 2 rows. Now in previous example, when we have to add two one-dimensional arrays, so their blocks were linearly arranged in one line only. So there they have only one ID, that is the block idx dot x along the x-axis. That's why it is a block idx dot x. Here blocks are arranged in two-dimensional way or two-dimensional structure. So here each block has two IDs. One is block idx dot x, that is the ID along the x-axis, and another is block idx dot y, that is ID along the y-axis. As each block there is only one thread, so each thread will have ID 0. So each thread has ID 0, while they have two block ID. One is a block ID along the x-axis and block ID along the y-axis. Now see, this is one block, this is block, this is block. Collection of block we called grid. So size of this block is called as a grid dim, and along the x-axis it is written by dot x. So grid dim dot x means grid dimension, that means size of grid. Size of grid means number of blocks in grid along the x-axis. So it is 3. Suppose if you take grid dim dot y, so size of grid as number of blocks in that grid along the y-axis, that will be 2. But here we are taking grid dim dot x, so that will be 3. Now this I thread will be responsible for addition of 0th element. So okay, one more thing, when we are adding two matrices and when we are using pointers to represent those two matrices, but see, when these values are saved in memory, though for us it is a two-dimensional structure, but in memory they are linearly saved. So values will be saved like that. First value, second, third, fourth, fifth, like that. Those are linearly saved. But for us, logically, it is a two-dimensional structure. But in memory, this will save in linear structure. So in memory, from memory we have to access it and then we have to add it. So this thread will be responsible for addition of 0th element. Then this will be responsible for addition of another element. Like so, for example, uh, suppose our two matrices are like that. Okay, we are adding it with some matrix. Now look at this. Though it is a two-dimensional structure, but those are in memory, those will be saved linearly. Though it is a two-dimensional structure, but again that will be saved in a one-dimensional memory, a linear memory, or in contiguous memory location. So this thread will be responsible for addition of 1 and 2. This thread will be responsible for addition of 2 and 3. This thread will be responsible for addition of this and this, 3 and 4. This thread will be responsible for addition of 4 and 5. Likewise, this will be responsible for addition of 5 and 4. For same thing for the this thread. So we are using this memory structure, or we are using pointers to add these two matrices, and for that we are using their id. Now see, in each block there is only one thread, so it has thread idx dot x, that will be 0, thread idx dot y, that will be also 0. So we thread id is not required here, as each block has only one thread. So thread idx dot x, that will be 0, thread idx dot y, that will be 0, and that will be common for all the threads. What is different? Block id. So for each thread, block id dot x, it will have some value, and block id dot y will have some value. Now see, we have to calculate these indices, and these indices will be like this: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for that purpose we are using these ids like that only. To calculate these values, we are using block idx dot x and block idx dot y. Okay, so ids will be computed like that: griddim dot x, this value, into y plus. So suppose for first, griddim dot x in this case is how much? 3 into what is the y value, that is the 0, plus x. What is x? Again it is a 0, so it will return 0. So we got this id 0. So we'll take first 0 means first location only. So L of 0 plus M of 0. So that will calculate and that value will be saved here. Now look at this. Griddim dot x, that is 3 for this, into y. So what is y value is 0. So into 0 plus, for that x, plus x. So what is value? 1. So 1. So it will become 1. In the same way, we'll compute for this. So griddim dot x, that is 3, into y. So y value is 0, plus plus x, so x is 2, so this is 2, so we will get 2. Now for this, so grid dim dot x, that is 3 into y, so y value is 1 plus x value is 0, so that will be computed as 3. In the same way we can calculate 4 and 5. So basically you are calculating these IDs, and how these IDs are computed by using block idx.x and block idx.y, and also we are using griddim.x. So in this way ID will be calculated. Why we require all those IDs? Because for logically, though these matrices are looking two-dimensional, but in memory those are saved linearly. That is the one thing. When we have to add these two matrices, we are using global memory of GPU. So we are accessing the memory by using the pointers, and that's why we require these IDs. As we are adding two matrices, and matrices are the two-dimensional structure, so that's why we require the block as a two-dimensional structure. We have to arrange them in a two-dimensional structure. Okay, so here this is a one block, another block, third block, and each block there is a one thread. Now we can take one block, and in that one block we can create two-dimensional threads. So we'll see in next example. In the same way, look at this. How we are calling this kernel. So we are calling matadd, that is a kernel return for matrices addition. Some parameters we are passing, and here there are two parameters in triple angular bracket. So first is what? One is what? Number of blocks. So in this case there is only one block, and we are passing two-dimensional structure of threads. So for creating two-dimensional structure of thread, we are using this data type dim3. But some name we are given, you can give any name. Number of columns. Remember, first parameter is the number of columns, 3 is the number of columns, and 2 is the number of rows. So this is the number of rows. Second parameter is number of rows, and first parameter is number of columns. Okay, so 3 comma 2. So two-dimensional structure we have created. Even we can create three-dimensional structure also by using dim3 data type that is provided by CUDA library. So here is only one block, and in that block we have created two-dimensional structure. Now look at this. Again same thing. In previous example, it was one block, another block, third block. In this example, this is a complete one block, and this is a one thread, another thread, third thread, fourth thread, fifth thread, likewise. Inside one block, we have created two-dimensional threads. So that's why now see, as it is only one block, so every thread has block idx.x 0 and block idx.y, that is 0. So all the threads they have the same block idx.x and block idx.y. So block ID is of no use, so we'll go for the thread ID, and along with the thread ID we'll use block dim.x. Now see, block dimension, that means size of block, but block is what? Collection of threads. So size of block along the x-axis, so what is it? 3. Suppose if you take dot y, block dim dot y, so size of block along the y-axis, how much it is? 2, so it will become 2. Now see, same program it is, whatever the program we have seen earlier. Difference is, instead of block ID we are using thread ID, and instead of griddim.x we are using blockdim.x. Now in the same way, so we have to calculate, we have to find out addition of two matrices, but though logically it looks like two-dimensional, but linearly elements are saved in memory. So and we are calling them by using pointers. So two-dimensional arrays are, for matrix we are using two-dimensional block structure or thread structure. So in this example we are using one block, and inside that two-dimensional threads. So we are calculating this value. We require these IDs. So for this thread idx.x, that will be the thread ID along the x-axis, that is the thread ID along the y-axis, and in the same way we will use it. So in previous example, we have used block idx.x. Here we are using thread idx.x. In previous example, we have used block idx.y. Here we are using thread idx.y. And in previous example, we have used griddim.x. In this example, we are using blockdim.x. And by using this memory location, we are adding it. So this thread will be responsible for addition of 1 and 2. This thread will be responsible for addition of 2 and 3. This thread will be responsible for addition of 3 and 4. This thread will be responsible for addition of 4 and 5. In the same way, this thread will be responsible for addition of 4 and 5 and 4, and this thread will be responsible for addition of 5 and 3. Likewise, and IDs are calculated by using this formula. In the same way, we have calculated in the first program. I will provide this link in description box. Just go through it and try to run this program. You will come to know. So friends, I hope you like this video. If yes, then click on like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to press bell icon so that you will get notifications of my next video. So stay connected. Thank you.